As far as cosmetically, the body's in rough shape, the cab is rotten, the interior is dirty. The last guy was a smoker, so there's ash all inside there. But it's not a big deal. You can always clean that. You can always clean that kind of stuff up. As far as the outside, yeah, the cab's rotten, but the frame is solid. The frame is solid.
Oh, what a dangerous man, he got his mind right. Okay with being famous, but he can't stand the limelight. Knows enough language to reach the heinous and tainted mind, but when he open wide, they like God, who he sound like.
Yo, it's Stack612. On this episode of Roaches to Ranges, we're going to be doing some budget rust repair on our F-150. In this first clip, you're going to see me, I tried taking off the bed. I didn't have a T50 Plus. I actually ran into this situation a couple years ago. I was trying to help a buddy take the bed off a truck at the junkyard, but we couldn't get it off because we didn't have a T50 Plus. So I gave up on that, ended up just getting the cab corners out and trying to do it like how we did it back when we had the King Ranch, without removing the bed. And I'm glad we did it this way. It saved us a lot of time and everything. So what I'm doing is just trying to fit up the cab corner and just try and prep the surface and then just weld it, like sort of lap weld it like that. Works better for the welder I have also. I don't have the proper welder with gas and like a copper wire and all that stuff. So same thing down here, just prepping the surface down below. I'm going to the vise right now and trying cutting off pieces. Ended up going to the truck bed and using that as my workbench. You see me using this vise. This vise I actually got it for free on Facebook this summer. I get a lot of stuff for free. I just keep my eye out for stuff like that. Every time I see something that's a good deal, I always like to pick it up. Finally, we are ready to go and start welding. I'm really just doing the final checks right now, making sure the gap is good, getting it into a final placement. I'm using vice grips as well as a self-tapping screw. I learned that between the last rust repair we did and this time. Just kind of watching other people on YouTube, how they do things, and the self-tappers was really a good idea. I shoved the hammer in between the cab corner and the bed to try and push the back of the cab corner on the chassis so we can weld the back of it, and that worked out pretty good. Now we finally come to the front, used another self-tapping screw. Now I'm just welding it fully, going back and forth, grinding off the welds. And spraying primer. Now we come to the other side. It's pretty much the same thing except there's just less rust. This time I'm just cutting off any loose rust that's on there and just prepping the surface for the cab corner. This one took less time because, you know, we did the first cab corner, so I knew it was fresh in my mind how to do that. Going into the next day, we needed to figure out what we were going to do about the big section of rocker rusted away on the driver's side. So what I did was I got on Craigslist, got on the free section, found this file cabinet, figured I could use that for the sheet metal to fabricate a little piece of rocker. I don't have any pieces of sheet metal lying around. You guys see the garage I work out of. I just don't have any space to keep stuff lying around. Usually if I have a whole bunch of scrap metal, I just scrap it because I just don't have space for keeping that lying around. So I had to go get some for free. I didn't want to go to the store and buy sheet metal. I didn't want to spend money on that. This is budget. It turns out out of that whole file cabinet, all I needed was just one little piece. So I'm using a piece of cardboard to use as a template, which is what I'm doing. I'm tracing, going to the truck, sort of tracing, figuring out the shape of what I need, the shape of how I'm going to make this rocker. And I'm going to the vise, try and sort of bend it to form. This vise and the standard one, I got it for free. So, yeah. As I was saying before, you got to keep your eye out, man. Just got to keep your eye out. A whole lot of stuff you see, you can get for free. That air compressor, I might make a video about that in the future, but I got that for free as well. So really just going back and forth, getting it to cut, cutting it, and fitting it up, getting it to fit right. So we had the shape cut now, so now I'm just drilling the spot welds. I'm using that drill press. This drill press works so much better. I got this drill press for free on Facebook, I think. And the drill press works so much better than how I was doing it before, where we had to, hold it with my hand and try and drill it with a regular drill, which was also kind of dangerous too. So we have it fit up now. Running some self-tappers in there. Got vice grips on the bottom. And just like that, we start laying tacks. So far, the rust repair portion of this project is really budget. I was trying to keep the cost real low. I would say we're in it for less than $100. The cab corners cost about $70, and then I bought some supplies from the store. So yeah, I would say it's less than $100. I was happy with how it came out though, especially for the amount of time I was in it for. As far as other portions on the truck, on the hood above the driver's side headlight, there was corrosion, a lot of corrosion there. So used a bunch of plastic weld, a little Bondo on top of that, cleaned it up pretty good, and it came out quite good. I was happy with how it came out. It looked better than before. Same thing with the gas cap, prepped it, sanded it down to bare metal, primer, paint, you guys know the deal. Same thing with the cab corners and rocker section, did a bunch of Bondo and primer, did all that off camera, and I was really happy with the end result. Alright guys, we're pretty much done with the body work. I just drove this thing here in 4-wheel drive. This thing works great in the snow. Let me show y'all what we did. This truck is really starting to come together. As far as the back here, I mean, this is really starting to look good. I know it doesn't look perfect. I mean, you can see the body work right there, but I mean, the thing is, you're really just, the whole point of this is just to get the truck to a point where it doesn't look, it's not embarrassing to drive. We're not trying to make it look like, perfect here. Especially we had no point, we had to stop because it just got so cold. There's no point even continuing trying to do body work really. But I mean, as far as how it's looking down there and everything, I mean, it's looking way better than before. Looking so much better than before. That gas cap, like how it was kind of rusted in that area before, looks so good, so much better than before. Show y'all the hood. The hood looks good, when you're looking at it straight up. It doesn't look like how bad it did before. I mean, it was so noticeable. Just like walking it, you could see it from a mile away. Now you can only tell something's up when you walk up, like straight up to it. On this side, you can still see it, but at least there's a cab corner there, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least there's a cab corner there. Like, you know, at least there's something there. You know, we haven't done everything yet. We still have this little spot of rust. You know, down here you can still see there's like, you know, it's chipping out back there. I may or may not take care of that off camera. I'm not sure. There's a big old gash going down the side. I saw this when I bought the truck and I got kind of, you know, that was a little discouraging. I would have to replace both the doors because that's just too much to do body work on. That's just beyond, you know, what I'm willing to take on. Again, the truck's not perfect, you know, that spot of rust there. But overall, this truck is really starting to come together, man. The whole point is just to make the truck looking complete, you know. I'm just glad there's metal. At least there's metal. It's just nice to have solid metal instead of how it looked there before when, you know, back before, like, all of this was gone. All that was gone. So it's looking good now. So yeah, that's the truck, you guys. It's really starting to come together. I hope you all enjoyed the video because I enjoyed making it. If you want to see more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I'm excited about how the truck is coming along. When it comes to the rust repair, I was happy with the result considering the amount of time and money we had into it. Not a whole lot of money. I did this over the course of about 3 days or so it wasn't a whole lot of time or anything. It wasn't anything crazy. And this whole thing is, we're not trying to make the truck look like a show truck or anything like that. This is just so the truck is not embarrassing to drive down the road. It doesn't look like a piece of crap like it did before. It doesn't look like a rust bucket. Anyway, that's it for the video. I'm grinding. I hope you all are doing the same. Y'all stay strong, stay healthy, stay inspired. I'm out. God bless.